like, welcome to my new flat. Come on in.
This apartment tour has been long overdue. We've actually lived here for 7 months now, and that's because it's literally taken that long for us to be completely happy with how things are. Particularly this room that you see in the back, which is the room that we'll finish the tour in. Right now I'm standing in the main hallway of the apartment. So behind you is the front door. Over here is the kitchen, and over here is my roommate's bedroom. Coming backwards, we have a little cupboard here. Coming backwards, we have the bathroom, my room, and then back here is our little living room slash studio. So we've kind of rearranged the apartment from how it was supposed to be laid out, and I'll explain more about that later. So let's visit one of our first rooms and we will go check out the kitchen. When we were looking around at this place, we found out that this had been just refurbished. So when the last tenants had moved out, the landlords came in and basically ripped out the whole thing and put everything in new. It is just big enough if 2 of us want to cook here at the same time. If you want to get past each other, it can be interesting, but you just have to coordinate. And my roommate and I are pretty solid at that by now. The interesting thing though was that we arrived and there was only a fridge, no freezer. So we had to come up with a clever idea for the freezer situation, which I'll show you in a bit. Also, this is amazing. Are you ready? Are you ready? A dishwasher. And not just a dishwasher, a full-size dishwasher, which is just unbelievable. And weird that the landlord would choose to put in a dishwasher and not a freezer. I think I'm going to turn you around, and next we're going to look at my roommate's bedroom. So this is the lovely Aaron's bedroom. It was supposed to be the living room and would have been a really nice sized living room. But because the bedroom, the second bedroom, was so small, it didn't really make sense and wouldn't have been fair for one of us. So we turned the living room into a bedroom. The added bonus of having a small living room is that because this place came completely unfurnished, we'd have had to have filled this gigantic living room. It is honestly just huge. Look, running. And that would have meant us both splurging a lot of money on co-owning things when eventually we're not going to live together. So this was great because he could spend all of his money on his bedroom, I could spend all of my money on my bedroom, and then in the living room we just needed to get a couple things. So Aaron has brought a few things with him, so bedside table, bed, chairs, Kallax. He had these things already, but he just sort of packaged them up because they were all IKEA basically, and hid them away while we had the landlord's belongings. He has this absolutely massive window. It's huge, and he has a Juliet balcony as well. He's able to store all of his lighting and video and mic equipment, which is fantastic. He makes YouTube videos the same way I do. Has a big old Kallax like I now have, a mirror, and a really big wardrobe. Then on this side he has his desk, the desk chair, the peace lily that used to be in our living room, and a keyboard because he is very musical. It's quite interesting when you look through our apartment because he's got a lot of black furniture, and then my room is white and colourful. So we've got very contrasting design aesthetics going on. So let's go on to the bathroom. Just before we hit the bathroom, this was our solution for the fact that we don't have a freezer. We instead bought one and put it in here. There was actually already a plug in here, so I think the landlord had some foresight and thought they're gonna probably want to do something like this. I'm gonna have to hold the door because it really wants to shut. And then it's just, you know, your usual sink, toilet. We've got some storage up here. We've also got our boxes that sit on the windowsill, and it's just how we operate our bathroom. And there's no mold. And if you've ever looked around London apartments, that is a really, really big deal. So A++. All right, so now you've had a quick look at our bathroom, let's go to my bedroom. So just before we enter my room, which is over here, this is the little living room, I have this little shoe rack storage thing. I have my keys in a little mug so that I never forget them when I'm going in and out, and I've always got somewhere to put them. And then I've also got a diffuser, so it like smells really great in the apartment at all times. On this side, I also have a full-length mirror, which I didn't buy. This was just here in the apartment. So I've put it here so that I can come out when I'm on my way out and make sure I haven't made a fool of myself with my outfit. All right, let's go inside. Welcome to my bedroom. This has been a work of love for me for, oh my goodness, several months. Again, completely unfurnished, so I got to plan exactly how I wanted it, because I also didn't have a lot of stuff that I could bring with me. I brought one bedside table and that's it. The first thing to note about this room is that I split it into two. And so on this side I have my bed, obviously, and so this is my sleeping, chilling, relaxing, do no work whatsoever on this side of the room. And then on the other side of the room, I've kind of got a living room within a room. This is a bed frame that's a rose gold bed frame from the range. I'm not gonna lie, this was one of the most horrendously annoying pieces that I ever purchased, because I was sleeping on a mattress for a month on the floor because there were so many problems. But anyway, it got here and I'm really pleased with it. And I've got my really colourful John Lewis duvet cover on. Now I acknowledge the fact that there is a very Pinterest-worthy cascading waterfall light system going on behind my bed. I bought everything off of Amazon, Argos, B&Q, and put it all up and together myself. It's great of an evening when you turn off all the other lights and you're just lying in bed with those on. It's really magical. On the other side of my bed, I have my wardrobe. Luckily, it came with a built-in wardrobe because this was supposed to be the main bedroom. So it means I didn't have to buy a wardrobe, and it's honestly chock-a-block full of stuff. Yeah, I do have storage. I have these, this top shelf storage thing, which is great, but it turns out I do have a lot of stuff. So I've already filled that. I have a little mirror up here just because it was kind of a blank space, and I bought this mirror and then wasn't sure where I was going to put it because I hadn't planned properly. Looking back at this side of the room, this is my white Kallax, which is again from IKEA and is similar to Aaron's. In fact, completely identical. I've put in my books that I have that I use and refer to for London things, or if I just want a bit of a read in bed. And then I've used it for picture frames, bits and bobs, and I've got some boxes to again put things in but hide it from view. I have some fake ivy that is trailing off down into my bed because I was a little bit worried if it was real that I was probably going to damage it. Before we properly get into this side of the room, I just wanted to point out this. When I was at university, I just sort of stuck up photographs with blue tack on the wall, and that's how I created a bit of a collage on my wall. I wanted to do something more grown up, so I bought a bunch of black IKEA frames and took posters that I'd collected over the years, a drawing that someone did of me way back when. When I was arranging this, I literally had the frames on the floor and was texting my sister, who's very good at design, with a good design eye, going, does this formation work? Does this formation work? And eventually we decided on this one. Yes. So for this next bit, I am gonna do this handheld because there's no angle that my tripod can get to really give you an idea of what's going on. So you do have this kind of entryway between the wall and my bed and the Kallax frame that you move into the loungy area. This is a swivel cuddle chair. It was probably about £330, I think. And I purchased it through a store that was on Amazon. In terms of flooring, it's not hardwood floor, that's for definite, but it's sort of wood recreated. I've covered it in rugs, so this IKEA rug that I've had forever, and then this rug in my living room area, which my parents have donated to me. It's a Persian rug that I think they got it when we were living in Dubai. So this is the other side of my living area where I do a lot of my work. And I've put things on this side as well so that things not only face the bed, but they also face me on this side when I'm on here, so I'm not looking at the backs of objects. I got this desk from Amazon. The chair came as a pair. We've actually bought them for our studio / living room, but I'm using one of them as my desk chair because it's so comfy. Again, got it from Amazon. So on it I have my laptop, my speaker system, and my monitor. Because with video editing, having a monitor just makes it a ton easier. I also do some website building for a few clients, so freelancing on a monitor, so much easier. And then this is probably the most recent addition, these two cork boards. I just figured it would help me with my organization to have these. I've just got different sections and areas and my calendar. And then this one is just going to be like a mood board-esque thing. Down here I have the only piece of furniture that I brought with me for this room, and it is a bedside table, which I now use as kind of like a filing system. On top of it I have my jewelry and my makeup because I sit at my desk and do it. We've got one more room to go. Let's go and show you the living room / studio. So this is what was supposed to be a bedroom but now serves as our living room / studio. One of the things that we really wanted to do was to paint the walls colour. In videos that will feature on my channel but also on Aaron's channel and also on our joint channel, The Weekly Try, we can now have a blue background and a grey background. So in here we can watch some TV, we can watch some Netflix, we can play some games, or we can move things around a little bit and then turn it into our studio where we have our lights on and our cameras and tripods and everything. We have a sofa here, which is also a sofa bed. I got this at a really good deal because it used to be my sister's and I had it driven down so that we could have it instead. So if we ever have guests stay over, they can stay on this sofa bed because it lies flat. This is our watching and game station. We've got the Wii, we've got Nintendo Switch, and you can kind of see why it would have been absolutely tiny as a bedroom, but it works quite well as a little living room, considering that both of us have always spent quite a lot of time in our own rooms. The flat is about 6 or 7 minutes from the nearest train station, and also 6 or 7 minutes from the nearest little Sainsbury's and some restaurants, the gym. Another Tesco is about 8 minutes away. The rest of the high street is about 8 to 10 minutes away. So it's all really, really convenient. And we live on the quieter side of town. So it's great in the evenings, apart from the screaming foxes. There are a lot of foxes around here. At £625 per month. That doesn't include anything else, that is just the rent, so all bills are on top of that as well, including council tax. Also, because I'm quite nosy about other people's places, I've started filming other people's house tours, so you get to see the insides of more apartments than just mine. So look forward to that as well, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye!